Hello, welcome to another episode of Two Idiots Doing a Sport Podcast. I'm Nate, joined by my co-host Daniel. As we talked about every week, we're on a journey to prove we're smarter than the average analyst. Once again, don't have any particular shade to throw right now at anybody, so I'll just throw it at Stephen A. That's just an easy couple of brownie points to dunk on. So sorry, Stephen A. But for this week, we'll be doing our normal stuff. Our likable to least likable NFL teams, immaculate grid, pickle, and batter up. A randomized championship or two, depending on how long it takes us. Some fantasy updates, loser team of the week for baseball, and sort of hockey, sort of not. Some early finals thoughts, along with a coach firing. I wonder who it is. So we'll find out in a minute. And then if we have time, talk about a little bit of college sports. The College World Series is looking like shaping up right now. Any major upsets? There was one that we'll potentially bring up. And the College Softball World Series. And really only reason we're bringing that one up is who won it. So I don't know who won. Oh, no. And then maybe if we have time for NBA, what the hell is going on? So we will start with, because I have it in order, likable to least likable. So just as a reminder to everybody what we're doing here, we're just ranking teams that we think objectively are most likable to least likable. So if a team won a Super Bowl, would you be okay with it? Or would you not be okay with it? And we're slowly starting to creep our way into murky territory. We're just kind of middle ground. Might have had beef with a team in the past, but don't really now. We're just kind of feel about them. So the teams that we knocked off so far: Jacksonville, Houston, Detroit, Carolina, Arizona. I almost call them San Diego. I should just call them by the name: Chargers, Falcons, Colts, Titans, Vikings round out the top 10. Browns being a little surprising falling that low, but I blame Deshaun Watson and Washington Commanders. You get rid of Deshaun, guys.
That's
you probably
fair.
move up like 7 spots. But until then, you kind of deserve it.
Yeah, a lot of people feel bad for Cleveland, but
Yeah. Not
Okay,
and especially what you did to Joe Flacco initially. You brought him back, but unbelievable. But anyway, I will start us off. And there was one team that I noted last time that I was surprised is kind of left off the board here. I'm going to go Tampa Bay here. I think it's pretty fitting that they're kind of more middle ground. Did have recent success, did win a Super Bowl, and was with Tom Brady. For a lot of people, don't like that guy, but one thing was he was more enjoyable in Tampa Bay. It seemed like he threw the trophy over the water. Bro was not a robot in Tampa Bay, to say the least. It seemed like guys had a little more fun with them. Still didn't like seeing him win, but I think people are at least a bit more okay with him there than in New England for sure. And but for the most part, this is a franchise, second lowest winning percentage, I believe, maybe third out of all franchises. So they've had a lot of. It's just a very confusing team. A lot of just horrible regular season success. But recently they've won 4 divisions in a row, and they have 2 titles to their name. So, for those reasons, they're better than the Vikings. Despite the Vikings winning like 11 games every year, don't have a ring to show for it. So, a wild, wild world the NFL is living in here. So, plus I think a lot of people do enjoy Mike Evans. There's a lot of guys people like on this team as of right now. And so I think it's pretty fair to say neutral to, I sort of like it kind of vibes. Hard to really hate them, especially since the crap they've gone through. So, 14, where are you going with, Daniel?
I don't know. I feel like there's a division we haven't touched yet. And I feel like there's one in the division a lot of people don't really probably remember that they're in that division, or they're not good enough to ever, or they're really good in the regular season and absolutely horrible in the winter time.
I know where you're going.
So I think I'm gonna put Miami here.
Whoa! Did not know where you were going.
Oh, who did you think I was going?
Buffalo for sure.
Oh, no. I feel like Buffalo is a little bit more hated than Miami. Just because of the recent success from Buffalo. Where I think, at least with Miami, a lot of people like McDaniels as the head coach. And I feel like a lot of people like the players there, except maybe Tyreek.
No, they hate Tyreek, but yeah.
But, like, I like Waddle. I like Tua. I feel bad for Tua that he's gone through what he's gone through. I like a couple of their defensive guys. Jalen Ramsey's now gone, so their defense is a little bit better. Holland was a good guy. I don't know if he's still there. I think he was a free agent and left. But they had a couple of good pieces there. The defensive end from Clemson, I can't ever remember his name. But he's a big, literally teddy bear. So I think this team, I don't think they haven't, other than back in the day, haven't had a lot of recent success. And so I feel like if they were a team that were successful in the playoffs, I feel like most people would be like, okay, Miami's back. This is a new team. They actually made it past the first round. Yeah, I mean, their colors are dope.
Mm-hmm.
I like, other than they're all orange, they look like a traffic cone, but they're normal, and when they do their throwbacks are kind of cool too. Mm-hmm. So I feel like overall they're not a hated team, but they're also not like a well-liked team either.
Yeah. The reason I react there is subjectively I hate Miami with a passion for a couple different. I hate their culture, fan bases historically. Not the Dolphins in particular. They're pretty loyal, but other Miami teams have issues either showing up, Marlins, or have issues sitting through an entire game, and then bringing guys that like to throw a hissy fit in every which way. Jimmy Butler. But objectively, it's tough because I think the one thing that Miami kind of drives people a little bit crazy is we went undefeated, blah, 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 glazing Dan Marino. Now, of course, I do think Dan Marino's top 5 all time, so I do understand that more, but man, you could do the 14-0 thing over New England, that's fine, but you're doing this with other teams, and I just be like, cool, nobody cares. Like, it's been like 50 plus years. I don't know. Ultimately, and I just think too, just the way they handled Tua in so many different ways. You know, their team doctors are a little sketchy. Letting the dude, you know, he gets knocked down to the field and it's like, it wasn't a concussion. I was just like, it's more of a, yeah, I don't like their staff very much. I've not been fond of their fan base either. That being said, overall, people probably feel pretty neutral about them. I just thought Buffalo, even though I put Buffalo at 15, by the way. I just think Buffalo just going through the 90s 4 years in a row and not winning a single one. I think people had a little bit of sympathy for them. And I know, knowing Bills Mafia, I think people kind of vibe with that a bit. Now, they've done some crazy stuff. They've thrown a dildo onto the field. They got guys covering each other in ketchup. Obviously, the recent success, you know, I think people are starting to get a little annoyed with their fan base a bit, which is understandable. They have gotten a little more rowdy, but I'm sure it also doesn't help that my dad's from Buffalo. So for those anybody, yeah. I think overall the recent success does bring them down a little bit, but I just think the lack of postseason success, along with the fact that they have to live in Buffalo, that's the other thing. At least like in Miami's, like you got beaches. It's like it's a party city. Like that's not for me, but it's for a lot of people. Buffalo ain't for a lot of people, man. So I think there's a little bit of sympathy in that regard, but. Ultimately, I do know AFC East teams tend to have more neutral to unfavorable fan bases, to say the least. I think the other two there are going to be creeping down a bit, but we'll see. So, Buffalo is 15 in my opinion here.
Yeah, I think I mean, there's two that share the same stadium, and I think both of them are going to be a lower tier on that list
Mm-hmm.
because neither of those fan bases are.
They're complicated. They're
Very
complicated. They're very obnoxious, but it's like
They're also
Giants in
loyal.
particular. Very
They're
loyal.
also loyal because like when is the
Yeah.
last time the Jets have actually been good? But they still have people showing up.
Yeah.
When's the last time the Giants, Eli Manning probably, and they're also still very loyal to their team. So like, I give them credit for that, but they're still also very obnoxious.
Yeah, obnoxious in ways and not obnoxious in other ways. All right, I'm gonna have to sit in a very weird way here, but so we will. They may show up here soon. They may not. We'll see, people. Last one here, Daniel. Where are you going for number 16?
Yeah, I feel like at this point
It's getting harder.
We're getting into
harder.
very murky water, but also like there could be a case for them being here and also a case for not being here. I don't know. There's a part of me that wants to put the Bengals here, but I think recently, I'm gonna put them here. I'm gonna put Cincy here.
I was debating Cincinnati.
Yeah,
I think they're the right choice here, just given the
them
lack of
Yeah, I mean,
postseason success.
yeah, they got a solid squad on them. I think just the past couple of years, unfortunate things have happened. I mean, obviously, if you're in the AFC North, you probably hate the Bengals, but I feel like generally speaking, they're not an obnoxious fan base, but also, once again, if you're in the AFC North, they're going to be. I haven't ever run into any issues with Cincy fans, but yeah, no, I think this is a solid spot for them because some people do genuinely hate the Bengals, but also I feel like there's a lot of people, and they just haven't had a lot of success recently to where you're like, eh. Like, I was rooting for them in the Super Bowl when they made it.
America was. Screw the Rams.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I was like, Cincy would be cool to get one. I don't have anything against them. They're a cool team, and I didn't like LA. So, yeah, I'm going to put the Bengals here. I feel like it's a solid spot.
Yeah, I think they're a good team to put here. I think the reason probably people would maybe move them down, Jamar Chase is a very love or hate kind of guy. Say what you want about him. Top 2 receiver in the NFL, undisputed. I put him number 1, but Jay Jettis is just that dude's just no nonsense kind of guy, and he can probably put up 1,500 yards a year with frickin' I don't even know. Mac Jones is his quarterback. So sorry, Mac. But yeah, I mean, I think that's probably the one thing that people would say, yeah, move Cincy down a little bit, but it's just like you're getting to the point that some of these teams are like the Saints, for example. Like Saints are probably the fact that they're falling a little bit might surprise people. At the same time, it's like you got Bountygate. Bountygate's we're taking that and trying to take that into consideration. We're mostly looking at fan bases, but anything goes. So environment to like if you're in a crappy stadium, I don't know. It just really comes down to mostly, are you annoying as a fan base as a whole, and have you had a lot of success? So we'll see. But is Cincinnati okay fan base, okay franchise? At 16, So pretty much sums them up. But I do hope Joe Burrow gets it done for y'all.
You guys are a definition of mid, and you're mid here in this list. Right at it.
Well, let's see what Joe can do. If he can stay healthy and that defense shows up, they're going to be dangerous. But both big ifs. They can't beat either allegation. Well, they can't beat both allegations at the same time. It's one or the other, unfortunately for them. So
I mean, Joe showed up last year, and that defense
was, to say the least, debatably the worst I've ever seen in my life. I mean, that was so bad. So I'll write those down in a minute, but we're moving on down to Immaculate Grid here. I'll let you pick the number today. I'll let you cook.
Oh, let's see. Let's do 243. If we haven't done that one already.
Doing that. I don't know why I'm scrolling like that. Scrolling like a boomer. 243 we have not. Okay, so in the rows, it's Tigers, Red Sox, Yankees, Columns, Astros, 40 career WAR, and 200 hits in a season. So this could be interesting. So first things first, Astros, Tigers is obviously Verlander. Mm-hmm. The thing is, that's going to be number one.
Oh,
100%. So we're gonna try. I would just skip that box for now, unless we got like somebody locked in, and then if we just need a filler, Verlander's there. Astros, Yankees, and Astros, Red Sox.
We could. This is probably before Bregman signed, so we could get a sneaky one.
That's true. That's actually true. We could take advantage of it being. I was debating if Jeff Bagwell played for Boston. I know they drafted him. I don't know if he played for him. Yep. So that's a smart way of doing it though. 0.3% because it's not been released recently. So, okay. So Astros, Yankees, or then we can just knock some of these out. 200 hits in a season. Joe DiMaggio feels like that's a pretty high up there answer.
Yeah.
And to clarify, they have to do it with that team in a single season. Wait, hang on. When paired with the team, 200 hits must be achieved with that team in a single season. When paired with an... Oh, yeah. It's paired with the team. So, the thing is, I don't know how frequent it is for a Yankee to do this. I'm sure it's frequent, but they usually go for bombs. Red Sox. I mean, Ellsbury could have done it. Pedroia. I don't think Pedroia did. I don't know. That's hard. This is a hard one. We could go Ty Cobb. I feel like Ty Cobb might have done it.
For Detroit?
Yeah.
He had to have.
This is probably going to be high if he has done it. Yeah. But we had not mentioned him before. So I'm okay with that. It's like, as long as we haven't mentioned them before, I'm okay with a higher answer there. So, plus, Bregman kind of cancels that out. So, now 40 career WAR, it just is a reference. They have to play only one game with that team. Don't have to accumulate all that WAR with one squad. So we could go maybe David Price. I feel like he would have gotten a decent amount of WAR. I don't know if he got to 40. Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer for sure. Yeah. 9%. Not great, but not bad. So, and then we'll come back to that. We're debating on that. Red Sox, 40 career WAR.
I mean, Big Poppy's probably going to be the first one off the list, but...
Should we just do Ted Williams? It could also be a pitcher, to be fair.
I mean, Roger Clemens.
Actually, that might... he's going to be like 10%. Whoa. That was smart.
I think a lot of people forget that he...
Yeah, he was a Red Sox
He was a
player.
Red Sox.
Yeah. Okay, nice poll.
Because people are gonna, I mean, if they're gonna use them, in my opinion, they're probably gonna.
They're gonna use it for the Yankees.
Yeah.
That's smart. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna do this just to piss people off. A-Rod, baby. I don't care if it's 12%. I just gotta do it. Mr.
Like
Asterisk himself. So Yankees, Astros. Red Sox 200 hits. I mean, this is tough because, like, should we try Ellsbury? I just don't know if he got to 200.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ted Williams did for sure, and this is, we haven't done Ted Williams before. I'm just gonna do it. It's gonna be like 60%. What? He never done it? That's a little surprising. He had like a season of batting 400. So did he just not play enough games? He still played like 120, 130 around this time. So this is how close? I'm just looking this up really quick. This bothers me. How close was he? He had to have been in 193 his second year. 194 is the highest he got. Wow. That's stupid.
That's great. I guess maybe he just wasn't healthy enough.
No, his 406 batting average season, he played 143 games. He only had 185 hits though. I thought for sure he was a lock for that. That's unfortunate.
I mean, for the Yankees, we have Gehrig that we can use. You have Babe Ruth, obviously. You have Jeter.
Yeah, we'll do Gehrig. Oh, that's annoying. Astros, Yankees.
Did Hector Neris ever play for the Yankees?
No idea.
That dude has been a well-traveled reliever. I just don't know if he ever made it.
I mean, we have Garrett Cole.
Yeah, but I also feel like that's going to be a pretty high one.
It is, but
I'm trying to think of someone low.
Oh, Curtis Granderson could be a Astros Tiger. Or no, I don't think he played for the Astros. Shoot. Dang it, I wish it was Tigers Yankees. Curtis Granderson would be good there.
Yeah, that would actually be a really good point.
No, Greinke didn't play for the Yankees.
You remember Michael Brantley?
Mm-hmm.
Did he
I
ever
don't think he
play
played
for
for the Yankees.
Sorry,
for Detroit? No. I think it was just the Guardians or Indians, whatever you want to call them, and the Astros. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel pretty confident that he only played for those two. Jose Iglesias? I don't think he played for the Astros.
I think Pudge played for Detroit and Houston.
He played for... I'll trust you. I'm going to trust you.
I know he played for the Tigers.
Yeah. Wow, Ballnar. I forgot about his Astros era. Dang. That was a good pull.
His Astros era, I think, was 2 or 3 seasons.
I knew about Detroit, Miami, obviously Texas. Those are the main ones I knew.
I say, those are the ones he's known for.
Astros, Yankees. I feel like I'm just gonna go Garrett Cole for right now, and then we can come back and do another one. I don't want to. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that because it's gonna be 37%. We still got a 194 score. Could have been better, but Roger Clemens is Astros, Red Sox. Duh.
Yeah, I mean.
So Pedroia did do it. Interesting.
Another guy I was thinking about for Boston was Johnny Damon, but I don't think he ever did it with Boston. Or New York.
Yeah, that was a tough one, but
I think his good days were in Kansas City.
all right, we're moving over to pickle people. So guess the player. I'm sorry, but I just naturally. Come on, man.
At some point, it's got to be him, right?
Come on. Cal, you're breaking my heart. He only had 5 home runs this week, so my goodness. I can't glaze him enough.
What a slump.
Bum. How dare you only hit 5 home runs? We didn't win the home run category this week, boys. Blame Cal.
Do Arenado. I feel like we haven't thrown his name out.
Yeah, that's a fair name. So it is NL. So far, not cooking right now.
Not at all.
I was about to do Bryce Terang like an idiot. I'm trying to glaze anybody else on my... You're right. Oh, wait, no. He's a... Was Bat. I forgot what Bat was. It has to be... Shoot. I was going to do Senga because I'm trying to glaze my squad right now.
But, do Alonso. I think he's in the age range.
Oh, you're right, because it's within 2 years. It is NL East.
Oh, God. Oh, it's not American. What are we doing?
Dang it. I mean, to be fair, I was thinking Senga, so I was thinking non-American.
What am I doing? It's not American.
I mean, I typed in Alonso. I should have caught it. It's not Mets. Dude, if it's the Marlins again, and we didn't study, we're bums. Okay, so we know it's not above 28, so he's 27 or 26, so he's our age.
He's a younger guy in the league. No.
Braves.
I'm trying to think. Rossio. Okay, Cunha's a good one.
This is gonna be close. I think this could be it. Age matches up. Non-American. Dang it. He's 26. And he's not a Met or a Brave. But dude, it's gonna be a Marlin.
I don't think. Do Alcantara.
To think I wanted to draft this bum, by the way.
He's not old enough. Or
he's too old. Bum! I'm just kidding, man. It's coming off Tommy John. It's tough. And playing for a team that just got swept by the Rockies. So, brutal.
Type in Sanchez.
Zach Wheeler's way too old. And he's
Sanchez? He's also American.
Yeah, he's also American. Stop it, Nate. Ah!
He's a lefty. Okay.
He bats lefty. That would have been a nice pickup.
That's a Marlins goal.
I'm scared it's a relief pitcher. Or a Marlin.
Nope, he's a lefty. Is Taijuan Walker on here? But I think he's too old.
He's too old.
Yeah, okay.
And he's American.
That's wild. I didn't think he was American. Christopher Sanchez is a lefty. Aaron Nola's American. Wheeler's American.
Gotta think the lineup right now, maybe. But I guess it's... So it's not Mets or Braves. So it's Nationals, Phillies, or Marlins. Who's in the... Garcia's lefty, though, isn't he?
Which one?
Oh, that's Dodger. I was saying Luis Garcia Jr.
Oh, yeah. He's a lefty.
And he's 25. Shoot. I'm tempted to do it anyway, just to see if it's the Nationals, but I won't do it just yet. Robles is in Seattle now, right?
I don't even know if he's in Seattle anymore.
So he just cooked? It still says he's there. I don't know how accurate this site is.
I'm trying to think of the Phillies lineup. I think majority of their lineup is... Or, what's Rojas' age?
Rojas, I think, is too old. Nope.
He's too young.
He's just too young. I'm still going to do it. just because we don't know the nationality, we don't know the team, and we don't know the position. Alright, so he's Dominican, so that did help. It's a Marlin, dude. It's a Marlin. It's a Marlin!
Cabrera, I think, is one of the pitchers' names. I could be wrong.
Okay, he's too old, but I'm gonna do it. It's a Marlin. It's a Marlin again! That was a good guess. It's not a pitcher either. We have not gotten the position right.
Well, it's not a second baseman.
We don't know that. It could be. Oh, you're right. It's a relief pitcher. It's a relief pitcher. Because you're saying it's not a... Well, wouldn't it be yellow for first and third or second and short? Or you just know they're not...
I just know it's not a second baseman.
Well, it can't be short. Edwards is short, right? Or do they move him to second? Is that what you're saying?
I think Edwards is short.
It's a freaking relief pitcher. I have no idea.
I don't know.
Sorry. I'm tapping out. I mean, if you think you got it, I don't know. We need to study Miami.
Is Edwards a switch hitter?
He's, yeah, unfortunately, and just 1 year too young.
Goodness gracious.
Dang it. I was trying to see if it let me type the team in.
I think their catcher name is Ramirez.
You're cooking. Nope.
Too young.
It's not a catcher.
Pitcher. It's a relief pitcher.
We also knew it wasn't a catcher because Cal Riley.
You're right.
It's a relief pitcher. I have no idea. I don't know their bullpen at all. So.
Yeah, I don't know their bullpen.
Alright, well. Oh, it doesn't let me guess. I was going to glaze the crap out of him.
Bartolo Colon.
I wish. Sure, Cole Henry. I don't know.
Hey, we got NL East again.
Yeah, we did. I'll give it to my Pookie Bear, Tyler Soderstrom, and Spencer, who had a home run on my bench the other... You know, I'll do the correct Spencer. We don't know, chat. Otto Lopez. Wasn't it Otto before? Didn't we get Otto before? Am I tripping?
Who is Otto Lopez?
I don't know.
In what position does he play?
I'm pretty sure relief pitcher. It said it wasn't starting pitcher. What?
No, he's a second baseman.
Second baseman.
Then why didn't we get second base?
We never guessed second base.
I thought we saw somewhere on.
No, that's what I was saying.
He's not even their starting second baseman. Whatever.
Brutal. We're gonna have to do a makeup immaculate grid for that because that was rough.
Crazy.
It is time to study frickin' Miami, dude. Oh my gosh.
They're really out here pulling your ball knowledge.
This is ridiculous. Jeff Conine. I don't know the Marlins in 2025, but 2003, I'm locked in. Let me go over to batter up. Yeah, I'm just gonna first get. I mean, you just know until he has a cold week, I have to do it. It is a catcher. Let's go. He is American. Is this Will Smith? Okay, no. I forgot. What's the yellow for the jersey number? Within this tens. Okay. Wilson Contreras. Do we think? Oh no, it's no, I tried West, so it's an AL. It's an AL catcher. Do you need to see the swing? Sorry. So let me think. I don't think it's Christian Vasquez.
It's not Bo
Who's
Naylor. Bo Naylor's left.
who's that? Oh no, it's not Al West. Just
Try Jake Rogers.
Rogers.
Just to see if it's in the Central.
It is.
Well,
Dude, if it's a freaking White Sox.
no, it's the Tigers.
Oh, it is the Tigers. Wait! It's their backup?
Dillinger or whatever? Is that his name?
I don't know. You're locked in. Nice job. Thank you,
Dingler. That's what it was.
Dingler.
I know it was D-I-N. Or D-I-L-I. One of the two. I knew it was one of the two. I was gonna say, I remember him, when they did that, he may have actually been the starter. Because Jake Rogers got hurt, and Dingler was playing a while. And I actually had my eyes on him because he was actually
You're eyeing him. Okay, that makes more sense. I had no idea who that is. I need to study up on him, though. And I never will. I just keep saying that. I don't end up doing it.
He's not the starter anymore. Jake Rogers is back.
Jake Rogers is back. Okay. All right, next bit, for those who's still new to the cast, a couple episodes, we started doing randomized championships, so we spin a wheel, land on a league, so NBA, NHL, NFL, MLB, and WNBA for memes. And then we'll pick between the select years of when the championships were a thing for that league, minus for NFL. As of right now, we're just doing Super Bowl era only. And then once we're done with that, we will embarrass ourselves in pre-Super Bowl era. Non-AFL, though. We're going to do NFL only. If otherwise, I know the Buffalo Bills won an AFL championship in 62, I think. So, somewhere around there. But we're going to spin the wheel. We might do two, but we'll start with at least one. And let's see what the sport is. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Go.
We squeaked that one out.
That was scary. Man, we were within, a centimeter away or two of having a WNBA, but instead it's going to be
wild.
NBA. That would have been so bad. First NBA championship year, just out of curiosity, I'm going to just, 1947.
1947 is the year? Or when they first did it?
That was the first NBA finals.
Gotcha.
So, or NBA championship, or whatever they would call it back then. So, I don't know why I went over there. So, let me share the random.org for you. And, let's go to 1947 to 2024. Dude, if it lands on 2024, that would be so mean. Alright, it's going to be 2006. I'm pretty sure this is still mean. Now, I want to clarify for the people that were doing this, it's the year the championship occurs, not the year the season starts. So, for 2006 NBA Finals, it's the 05-06 NBA season. We're not going to do 06-07 Finals. So, I'm pretty sure this is Mavs Heat. 90% sure.
Yeah, no, it is. It's Mavs Heat.
Yep. That was mean. That was I said It might be mean if it was 2024, and then they doubled down and said no, but we're gonna do something more mean.
They said no. I can name the head coach for the Mavs at that time too.
Was that Rick?
Avery
No.
freaking Johnson.
Avery Johnson. Oh my gosh, that was a ball knower out here.
I liked him as a coach.
I clearly did okay, at least if he got to the NBA Finals.
Yeah, he was
NBA Finals.
After he left Dallas, or Dallas fired him, he went downhill. But
Heat beat Mavs.
I think it was in 6-2.
Daniel, yeah, it was in 6. I will fix that later. We're going to do one more. We're going to do another sport again, because that one was a little too easy. So, didn't think it would take 2 seconds. This is what I was worried about. Like, sometimes if it lands recently, it's going to go really quick.
Yeah.
But if we land in, like, 1933, things get a little more interesting. So, and we still can't land on one for the NHL. We're going back to the MLB, baby. And we are starting to record these, so if we land on a year we've already done, we'll just respin. So 1903 is the first year for the World Series, and we've already covered that one, ironically. So to 2024, the year. Actually, hang on, let me move back over so you can be an eyewitness. I'm predicting 1997, so it's gonna be. Wow, that was a really good guess. Wait, but we done 95, I think. Didn't we? No, it was really close. I think
was it 94 that we did?
It was 96.
Oh, okay.
We did 96.
Oh no, because I think 94 was the lockout year. Is what we ended up finding out.
Yeah, it was 94.
Yeah, this is the year right after it.
But it goes into 1995. I think. I think they missed all 95, didn't they?
No, they missed 94.
No, they stopped in 94.
I don't think they missed.
Okay, so it did end in April of 95. Okay.
All right. I'm pretty sure they played in 95.
Yeah, okay. I thought they missed a whole year for some reason. I knew they stopped and didn't have a World Series in 94.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're doing 1995. So clearly, for those that are listening to this, I do not know the 1995 World Series, most likely, because I wasn't even sure if it happened. So, yeah! Let's go 1995. The one above it, Boston Americans beating the Pirates. Boston Americans, bro. Some of these are going to be so crazy.
That is wild.
So 1995... Oh gosh, I have the same few teams in my mind right now. I don't. Okay, so I said 96. I think this is the year the Braves won.
Wait, what did I put for 96?
96, you put Braves beat Yankees.
Okay.
So I know the Reds went in 90. I think, didn't we do one for like 91? I think the Twins are... Is this Blue Jays? I'm gonna go Braves beat Twins again. This could be a Blue Jay year. It also could be a Twins year. Because I get them mixed up. I know the Twins and the Blue Jays and the Braves all win shortly after the Reds in 1990. But I get them so confused. And I'm fairly certain the Braves win later. I don't think they win in 91 to 93. I think they win this year. I could be mistaken.
I'm pretty sure this is Jones's first one. Because he got drafted in 90. And
So you're going Braves?
I'm going to go Braves also.
It's Twins or Blue Jays. I'm 90% sure. It could be the Yankees. I don't think the Braves beat the Yankees. I could be wrong.
I'm trying to think of the teams at this point. We got the Tigers, the Indians, Royals, Twins, and then AL West. What did the AL West? It was the Angels, A's, Rangers, and Seattle. Was it just those four?
Did you say Astros? Yeah, it was just those four.
Because the Astros weren't in it yet.
The Astros were in NL Central.
Yeah. So it was just them four. I don't think the Angels...
I feel pretty confident your best guess is going to be Blue Jays, Twins, or Yankees. I don't think anybody... Maybe Athletics.
You know what?
But... What do you... Oh.
I'm gonna cook with the Indians.
Going Indians, and that might be right. Because they did make the World Series in '97, so it is certainly possible it's them. You might be right.
Because I feel like they're one of the few teams that
You
have
got
made
it.
I was gonna say I feel like they're one of the few teams that have made
Braves
it a lot
beat Indians.
and have struggled to win and pull it off.
Nice job.
Like in 2016.
So the Braves never beat the Twins then. I don't know why I keep thinking they did, but dang, rip the Indians, lose the World Series 2 times in 3 years, and then lose in 26.
I was just saying, then lose
Poverty.
again. In 2016. Have they? Have they
So,
won one?
I think that's pretty good for right now. We're going to move on to our next bit, which is going to MLB. That's pre-recorded. Whoops. We're going to do some fantasy updates. And, yeah, once again, for me, I just heart attack central. Last couple weeks were okay offensively, but this week, this guy was missing three dudes, and he hit 13 homers. I don't get it. I don't understand. It seems like the general range for home runs is 7 to 11 to like, I'd say probably more 7 to 10. 10 being the higher side of normal, and 7 being the lower side, roughly. So for this guy to hit 13 with 40 less at bats, insanity. But I'm gonna squeak it out. I'm winning 10 to 2 right now. I could lose OPS. I'm only up 841 to 838 right now. But beyond that, everything else is a lock. I did have 11 homers, 40 runs scored, 38 RBIs, but he had 35 RBIs. My 116 total bases, his 103. It was a stressful. It was back and forth. I literally was winning 4 to 8, and then the next day I was winning 9 to 3. Next day was him 7 to 4, 5 to 5, 6 to 3, 5 to 5. It was a roller coaster, and then both of us kind of cooled off today, but I had a homer, and that was pretty much the difference. So Cal Riley took the day off, and I might trade him because of that disgusting behavior. He only had I lied to you, by the way. I think he only had 3 homers this week. I think he's washed. He might be a bum. And he did have another stolen base, though. So, shout out to Cal. I won stolen bases, by the way, with Cal getting 1, Max Muncy getting 1.
Yikes.
Hang on. I think Cam and Euro got 2, but I think that's... No, that is... He's not a base stealer, but he's not as slow as those guys. I think Tyler Soderstrom got me 1. Yep, he got 1 yesterday. So half of my stolen bases came from... Oh, did Schwarber get 1 too? No, he did not. But 7 stolen bases, 4 or 5 of them from guys that shouldn't be doing it. So
Crazy.
Good job, gentlemen. Overall, good week. I just hope and pray... Like, if my pitching craps the bed, so be it. I'm so sick of facing offenses that hit 12 home runs. Please, someone just have a crap offensive week, and then if mine does too, so be it. But stop hitting 12 dingers. So, Cal Riley's my MVP. Cam Euro, I traded for, as you know, I traded him for Clay Holmes, so we'll see how that pans out. Yeah, so my boys are locked in. Seemed like yours were too.
Yeah, I am currently at 10-1. We are tied in runs, and I currently have a guy playing. So if he even crosses the plate, I will go 11-1. Once again, my boys are pitching well, but we're not getting wins. That's the only category I'm going to lose. And I'm going to lose that category with a 2.5 ERA and a 1.13 WHIP.
Sheesh.
I'm going to lose wins, and that's the worst because I should have had way more than that. Offensively, I had 12 stolen bases. My team has cooked in that category. I feel like that was the category I was most concerned about going into the year. It seems like every week absolutely
You're consistently
demolishing.
putting up double digits, man.
So I have 10 between 3 players. Um, since Jazz is back, Jazz got me 3 this week.
Jeez.
Jose Ramirez, which we all know
4.
is cooking it, and then uh, Michael Garcia, which honestly may be my pickup of the year, had another 3. Uh, yeah, my guys are cooking. I'm gonna give my MVP to a guy I got off waiver wires last week, and just has been cooking since then. Hunter Goodman from the Colorado Rockies, probably the only bright spot in Colorado right now. But the dude is balling. This week alone, where'd it go? This week alone, he has a 1.550 OPS, and his last 2 weeks are .99. Or .999. So, dude's been cooking. Dude's been playing well. He also plays outfield, so I get the rare combination of catcher outfield. So, it gives me a good spot for Langeliers too, because Langeliers has also been cooking all year. It gives me 2 really solid catchers in my lineup. So yeah, pretty good week for me all around. I just wish my starters could get more wins and their team help them out a little bit more.
I feel that. I also had 4 wins in 75 innings pitched, so unreal. And I'd even hit 60 strikeouts, by the way.
I think I
I
had
don't know what the
69
boys were
innings
doing.
pitched.
Yeah. So nice.
Good number.
That's how you know your boys are locked in.
Yeah.
They said no more.
We're good. We're good. We're stopping.
Oh man. Well, moving into the next thing, loser team of the week. I don't think there's any question here. It's the Miami Marlins. You lost. Not just lost. Got swept by the Rockies. You're ruining history. Thanks a lot, you stupid bums. I just so mad about that, but it was inevitable, as I mentioned before. Like, the Rockies' pace is just too insurmountable. Like, there's just no way they could keep this up for another 4 months. It's too difficult.
Yeah.
Like, you really just outright have to not show up to lose at their rate. That being said, still could make history with their division. And the other reason I'm saying they're the losing team of the week, I'll let you talk more into that.
Yeah. So Ryan Weathers is warming up on the mound like he's normally doing in between the innings as he's about to pitch. Catcher, it's time for him to throw down to second. Ryan Weathers throws his pitch, walks a little bit to the right, and catcher nails him in the head. Ryan Weathers goes down. If that's not instant karma and bad juju, like that is horrendous. I feel bad for Weathers. First off, he was on the right side of the mound. Where's the catcher throwing that thing? That ain't going to second. Number 2, get the catcher out of the league.
Seriously,
you ain't throwing anyone out with that one. It was a shot too. So hopefully Ryan Weathers is okay. Hopefully there's not anything that comes up from it other than just a bruise. I don't know if he ended up coming out. It looked like he was fine. It looked like he continued, but I am not 100% sure how much longer he went. But the Marlins gonna Marlin.
That's just the way it goes, man. And with the way pitchers have been getting injured this year, of course, we find a new way to hurt one of them. So hope Ryan Weathers is okay. That's one of the very, very few bright spots on that team. I wanted them, but I suggested it to somebody else because they had like 5 pitchers on IL, and it's rough. But I did give him Clay Holmes, so hopefully, knowing Clay just gets a bat thrown at him on accident, takes out his shin. I don't know. It's been a weird year for injuries, particularly in the pitching department. So, Ryan, hope you're okay. You're a stud. So your franchise sucks though. And the other thing was Jac Caglione. Jac Caglione made his MLB debut this week. Sixth overall pick, I think, last year, something like that.
Yeah, around that.
Dude's gonna be hitting a lot of bombs for Kansas City. They need it because that lineup's been wildly inconsistent, mostly cold. Bobby Witt's really been the only guy, and Garcia. Those are the only two really guys that have been contributing. Although it seems like Vinny, I played him this week. He had 3 homers against me, so because of course he did. And I watch him go like 0 for 25 next week. Let's keep a track of this guy next week. I swear, he didn't have a homer last week, I don't think, and I guarantee you he's not gonna have one next week. But he knew he was playing me, so it was like, I gotta go off, bro. But
gotta lock in.
Whatever. But it does seem like he's figuring it out. But I think Jack will just be a nice little addition, and he had a few hits today on my bench, but he's got to earn it. It's a deep lineup, so and might not last because I already have 2 other first basemen, so it'll be interesting. But what are your thoughts on the kid, and what do you think he's gonna? What do you think he'll do for Kansas City?
Yeah, he struggled a little bit out of the gate, but I think it's the MLB. It's his first time experiencing it. Yeah, he's their top guy, the guy that they thought was going to help change the organization, and he will. They just have to be patient with him because playing in college last year to playing in the MLB this year is a huge jump. The dude dominated down in AA and AAA. He, I think, played 6 games at AAA and hit a home run in all 6 games. So, the dude is going to be fine. He went 4 for 4 today, so was seeing the ball well. I don't know who he faced. I think it was the White Sox. But regardless, 4 for 4 is a huge accomplishment just to start to get hot. You're seeing the ball a little bit better. Mm-hmm. He has been playing in the outfield a little bit. It looked like right field, so he, I don't think, has ever played that position, so I wonder if that's where they're wanting him to go. Because Vinny's going to have first base.
Vinny's covered first, yeah.
And Salvi most likely is going to be your DH in the next year or 2. Even though he's such a great player, you want that bat still in the lineup, and I think he's not as great behind the plate as he used to be, just because he's older.
He's just old, yeah.
Not taking away any of the accomplishments that he's done.
Happens to all the catchers.
It's just a natural thing.
Tough on the knees.
Yeah, and you want to keep him in the lineup because he's still producing. So he's going to be your DH.
Take notes, Rangers.
So Caglione, most likely is probably going to play outfield, and he has the arm. I mean, he's a former pitcher, so he's got a good arm out there. Mm-hmm. He's just got to get a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, no, I think it's a good. I have been saying since spring training they need to get him up. I understand why they wanted to give him some at bats, but the dude
probably
was
an extra year of control too. I'm guessing it was right around that deadline for that. So
maybe, yeah, he's just been killing it too much in the minor leagues to just leave him down there. So good for him. I'm excited for him. He was a great college player, and I enjoyed watching him in college. So now that I literally live like 30 minutes down the road, I can go watch him.
Go watch him. Yeah, well, and I'll say, even though he's struggling statistically, the ex velo of what he's hitting, I mean, like, he hit 2 balls in his first game that were nearly like 110 miles an hour. Solid contact. And so I think he's hitting it hard.
Yeah,
which is impressive to start straight out of the gates. You know, a lot of guys are whiffing or taking bad pitches, so he's making contact, or it was a little bit. So I think it's pretty impressive, and as you go down the line, he's going to start launching them out.
Yeah, I mean, his first at bat, he hit a rocket to right center field. Mm-hmm. He just hit it to the wrong guy because Victor Scott can cover so much ground. And was able to get there. So, like, that sucks, but it's
a good at-bat.
The plus side of that was 90% of balls that you hit like that are going to fall.
Yeah, it's a good confidence booster for sure. One other thing for MLB, Red Sox call up my boy Roman Anthony. Bro launched a 497-foot home run the other day. It was the longest homer of the year in minors or MLB. So, and bro's been raking from what I'm hearing. I think he's batting like 400 or 500 right now. I think it's got 4 or 5 home runs in the last couple days. So, what are we doing? Your offense has been garbage. We were expecting it to be better, and of course injuries have happened. But
doesn't he
call
play
this man
center
up.
field too?
Yes.
I mean,
literally, this
Rafaela isn't a great at bat. Like, yeah, he's a great fielder, but that's not what you need right now.
Get Roman up, man. So, I don't know what you're doing, but it was just a quick shout out. He's one of my NA stashes, so I really want him to play because that dude is going to be a beast.
Oh, he's going to be good.
So, NHL, a couple quick things. Stars, we alluded to a certain coach getting fired, and if you follow the NHL, it's no surprise. It just happens to be Dallas. Pete DeBoer is gone after 3 years. 3 conference finals appearances, granted, but all 3 were L's to 2 different teams. Edmonton twice, and at Vegas the very first year. What are your initial thoughts, and do you know of any potential replacements or guys that you might like to fill that role?
Yeah, I mean, I think after the comments about Otter, I think that pretty much sealed his fate. I saw Nil do a press conference, or I saw a couple clips from the press conference that he had after he fired DeBoer, and one of the guys asked him, would you have pulled Otter in that situation? And Nil was like, yeah, I would have done the same thing. It's a big game. First 2 shots go in. You want a little bit of momentum shift. He's like, so naturally, a pretty easy one is pulling your goalie, put a new guy in there, show your team that you're serious about this, and that you need to win. And then he was asked later, so then what, because you would have done the same thing, is it the way that DeBoer handled talking about Otter? And No goes, that played a part in it. So I don't know if it was fully a conversation beforehand if he would have been fired, but I think it was the way he handled the Otter situation, and it feels like after those comments, he must have lost the locker room because it came out pretty big that a lot of the players no longer believed in him. So I think it's the right move. I mean, Nil has never, let me rephrase that, Nil has not put us in a situation where he doesn't think he's doing what's best for this club. He has constantly done what he needs to do for this team. I mean, bringing in Rantanen. Yeah, did we need him? Not really, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and if he's willing to come to you, you make it happen. But he also wasn't going to do it without having a deal in place. So, like, he has done these trades in a very thoughtful manner, so I don't see this working out in any other way. He probably put a lot of thought into this and thinking about how do I get this team to the next level, which is, at this point, the Stanley Cup, and how do we win one? I heard a couple of names kind of floating out there. Don't know how big they are, if it's even a thing. John Tortorella has been named. So
that's an interesting one.
Once again, this isn't like confirmed. This isn't. They're actually
right.
These. It's more of like these are rumors swirling of guys that they could go for. Another one is the University of Denver head coach. We've dipped in the collegiate pond before. I think his name's David Carl or something like that. Dude's been super successful down in Denver. We got Jim Montgomery from there, and before he decided to get a DUI and pretty much screw his chance with the Stars, he was a pretty good coach and did really well and turned the Stars around from honestly a not great early 2000s. Um, and so honestly, I wouldn't be mad to get a college guy in there if that's what they see the right fit is. He's
Mm-hmm.
successful. He knows what he's doing. I think he had like 4 national titles or something like that already. So, or 2 national titles and like 4 Frozen Four appearances or something like that. So the dude's been successful. He's only been there since 2018, so that's like what 7 years at this point. And so to be that successful, I feel like is a good thing. So I could see them going to the college route, or I also heard our AHL coach could also
I've heard
be
about that one.
in the realm of possibility. And honestly, I feel like he could be a good one too because he's been honestly dealt not a great hand because the Stars are pulling from that Texas Stars pool a lot, and the fact that they have made it to I think it's their second in a row to their Western Conference Finals. Uh, I think is impressive because we pulled Bork from him, we pulled Stankoven from him, we pulled Bishop from him. Um, we at times have pulled Huru from him, so like he's been dealt this hand and is still able to take this team to the conference finals without all of those guys who probably. I mean, Bork played a huge part. He won the AHL MVP. So
Nice. I didn't
in
know that.
order in order
Okay.
to lose that much of a player and still make it to the Western Conference Finals, I think shows how good you are as a coach to be able to adjust. And I could see him working out. So I don't know. Once again, I trust Nil. He hasn't led us astray yet. Uh, so we'll see what happens, but it can't be worse than the situation that was brewing with DeBoer.
Yeah, for sure. It's unfortunate with DeBoer, it's 6 of the last 7 years, conference finals appearance, and can't get it done, man. So, but at the end of the day, it's just when you're a team that's fully transitioned into cup finals mode, the roster's built to win now and have a decent sized window. You want to take advantage of that, and DeBoer is just not that guy. So he's the guy that you want to turn your franchise around and, build momentum and get deep in the playoffs. It's not like he's choking in the first round. Bro knows how to win in the playoffs to an extent. It's just when he gets close, when he starts smelling it, the Stanley Cup's right there, right around the corner, guy falls apart. So he's not good for organizations that are in win now mode. He is good, though, for teams that are looking to retool or just rebuild entirely. So DeBoer will find another job.
Oh, yeah.
Even with his comments, he's a respected coach for sure, and I hope he does end up getting one eventually.
San Jose. Go
so-
back to San Jose.
Blackhawks, fire the guy you just hired. Whatever. And then really quickly, loser team of the week. I'm gonna just call out Florida for your flopping shenanigans, and Stuart Skinner, you also flopped. Both Sam Bennett, bum. Matthew Tkachuk, you're not a real American. Brady's the better American. Bum. Stuart Skinner, you flopping jerk. But yeah, really, they're really saying loser team of the week right now since there's 2 teams left and they're competing for a championship, so you're not really a loser. But my other final thought is really quickly going back to the coaches. I really like the idea of hiring your NHL coach who's sticking into the system. The problem is, if you're coaching the AHL, you have very little to no NHL experience, and if you're in win now mode, you need a guy that's got experience. So it'd be a riskier maneuver, but I think you use the same logic with the college route. So I think those 2 options are better than Tortorella. Tortorella, good coach. I like him, but he's got a strong personality, and that's putting it very lightly. So we'll see. Stars should have waited for Coach Q, even though I'm sorry, no, don't do that. That's Anaheim's best. So, and then last but not least, early Stanley Cup Finals. It's 1-1. Both games have been pretty electric. One going to overtime. All right, they both went to overtime. Sorry. And then Edmonton snagged the first one in double OT, and then Florida snagging it with Marchand, scoring that one in the first overtime of Game 2. What are your thoughts so far? For me, I wasn't excited about it because it's a rematch, and last year's. I mean, I think objectively it was okay, but it was a 3-0 series, and it was kind of, I know it went to Game 7, and I know McDavid did what he could to put his team on his back, but overall, to me, like, there are better Cup finals that we've seen for sure than compared to last year. But this year has been a wild start, and as much as I dislike, Canada and Seth Jones, and Florida, sorry, Seth, you knew it was coming. Yeah, it's been an electric series, and I think this is going to be one of the better Cup finals we've ever witnessed. So we'll see if it keeps up this way. And maybe we get more of a defensive, gritty game in Game 3. But as you noted when you mentioned to me earlier, a lot of penalties being called. Not really surprised with the play style of Florida, and a good amount of guys in Edmonton as well. But overall, 2 thumbs up. Good job, guys. Now somebody win in 5. Shoot me.
Yeah, no, I've enjoyed it. The first 2 games going to overtime has been
cinema.
Crazy. Especially with Edmonton scoring with, I think it was 17 seconds left on the clock or something like that. In Game 2, it was electric. I was too tired to stay up to watch the overtime, but it's been great. I think we may get a different Edmonton team on the road. I think Florida at home is just a different beast. I also think which was the problem last year, I think Edmonton and their defense is not great. And I think Florida, especially in Game 2, found a way to kind of crack that defense.
Mm-hmm.
Marchand did the same thing 2 times and scored a goal on both times, which was leak out a little bit early because you see your guy getting the puck and you're open right down the middle of the ice for an easy pass, and then you're one-on-one with the goalie. That's been Edmonton's issue, not the one-on-one situation, but Edmonton's defense has been their struggle, I guess is probably the best word. Since Ekholm has come back, I feel like it's been a little bit better, but he's still not full strength or not full speed ready or back yet, and so there's a little struggle in that department. But I feel like if you're Florida, you attack that D, which they did in Game 2, and they were very successful. They just get too passive in the third period, which is where Edmonton has come back both times. So if Florida can solidify that third period, I feel like we're going to see a whole different series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see what happens in Game 3. But so far, kudos to both of you, even though been a little bit of sloppy play in the sense of penalties. Overall, been a great series overall. So, really quickly, running out of time here, so I'll just bring up Texas beat Texas Tech in the softball World Series. So, congrats, you won something. It's better than nothing, I guess. I mean, that's pretty cool. So, and especially beating your Ohio State. So I bet that's nice.
Yeah, taking down. So we lost to Oklahoma in our regular season,
mm-hmm.
and no, we didn't play them in the SEC tournament. We played A&M. That's what we played. And so we hadn't beaten Oklahoma in, I think, 2 years or something like that, because we got swept in regular season. And so to be able to beat them in the College World Series was fun, and it was a really good game to watch. And then not having to face them again, I think, was very
a sigh of relief.
Very beneficial. Texas Tech put up a great fight, even though the score said 10-4. It was not that big of a blowout. And it didn't feel like that watching it. Texas Tech was in it the whole time. They had people on base the whole game. Um, and so it was a fun little series to watch. And I'm glad we finally got our first.
Nice. I didn't realize it was
Yeah.
your first championship. Dang. So it's just been pushing for it and finally got it done. So
we've been 8 times and haven't won once.
Holy crap.
We've won once in our 8 trips. And that once was this year.
Dang, that's brutal. Now it's time to form a mega dynasty in Abilene. So let's try winning more than 5 games first. But yeah, that'll never happen. But the other thing was college baseball, really fast. Still got a ways to go, but the big thing was Vanderbilt was taken down. Pretty massive upset. You know, they were the number 1 overall seed. They've been the powerhouse of college baseball for the most part. Taking a couple years off recently, but for the most part, they're still like the blue blood program, like the standard of college baseball. And for them to be taken down the way who was it? Wright State? It was somebody I forgot who it was.
Yeah.
Wright State. Yeah, I'd like, bro, good for y'all. That's like you. I don't know if they're still in it at this point. I haven't tracked it too much, but rip. But you took out Vanderbilt, so
yeah, I'm hanging a banner if
heck yeah.
If I take out Vandy and. But yeah, no. Also, the number 2 seed in Texas lost, so there was a lot of upsets, I feel, in the first week of the College World Series for baseball, and it was kind of crazy. Yeah, and I think last I saw, Arkansas was about to upset Tennessee also. So it's been a wild one. Louisville won the Nashville regional, which was the Vanderbilt one, and I'm pretty sure they were moving on. If I saw was right.
Yeah, it says that was game 3.
Yeah.
They won game 3.
West Virginia made it out of their regional. Out of the Clemson regional, so like there's been, no, maybe not Clemson. They were played somewhere else.
They're playing LSU right now, but they're down 1-0, and very good chance they lose this because LSU is becoming a pretty big powerhouse. Not that they weren't before, but Paul Skeens era and post Paul Skeens era, they've been particularly good. So
yeah, I mean they had Dylan Cruz too. In that,
yeah, that's gonna be a tough out.
Team. But yeah, no, I mean it's been a fun one. We're seeing upsets. Murray State upsetted Duke today
that's crazy.
and beat them 19-9, which is a wild. I mean, Duke was up 1-0 on that super regional, but still 19-9 is crazy.
Arizona knocked out North Carolina despite the fact that they got clobbered in one of their games. I think it was game 1 too. I don't remember.
Yep. That one was like 11-4 or something.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. So Wildcats come back, and take out North Carolina. So stick to basketball. Tar Heel bombs.
They can't even do that one right.
I shouldn't be clowning on them because Drake May. So
they're in their
and Bill
football
Belichick.
era.
So yeah, they are. So yeah, I think that's about all we had. So any final thoughts before we call it a day?
No, I'm just interested to see what Neil does for the Stars.
Agreed. And Cal Riley, I'm gonna keep glazing you until you you better win. They better win MVP.
Oh,
or
do
at
you
least
see?
Be second.
As we talked about him being 8th in the MVP odds last week, he is now 2nd.
Good. He shouldn't have been 8th to begin with.
100% agree. But
he should have been 2nd prior to that.
Judge is the only one ahead of him. But
still ridiculous because Cal plays defense. Just saying. Not that Judge doesn't, but we saw what happened in the World Series, and
I also think, from what I saw, it looks like the Red Sox are gonna beat the Yankees.
That's early in it. There's a couple guys on base for the Yankees right now, but
they're up 7-4.
They're up 7-4. But,
oh no! Am I gonna lose the ERA now? My guy gave up 2 runs.
That'd be rude. But
All right, I'm still good. I'm still good.
yeah, so Judge is still minus 20,000. That's so stupid to me. But
Apparently, he hasn't hit a home run in June, so.
Cal has hit 3 this week, 5 last week. Hook a brother up. Whatever. Cal,
Actually,
I am your
lied.
biggest supporter.
He hit a home run in the first inning today, so.
Gosh dang it. Screw you.
But
bum.
still, it took him what's today? Took him 8 days into
8
June.
days. He's feeling the pressure of the glorious king and goat, Cal O'Reilly.
He's feeling big dumper.
Big dumper, baby. Let's go. The meat riding continues. All right. Last thing, Blake. I did not forget. The Penguins met with McQueen for dinner. Hockey prospect. He's been glazing lightning McQueen. That's not his actual name. His last name is McQueen. Blake's obsessed with him just because of that. So, just wanted to. Roger McQueen. That's his first name.
Doesn't matter if he's good or not. It's McQueen.
Darn right. Ka-chow. So.
Rusties.
It's the Rusties, baby. Oh man. But yeah, so that I had to get that out really quick. So, yeah. So this is another exciting episode. See y'all next time, and hopefully we'll cook an immaculate grid and to Cal Riley. All right, we'll see y'all later.